Jolly Roger sent its competitors down to Davy Jones's locker, and Twister flattened all comers. Who's getting caught in the storm today? Like a bolt of lightning, the gods are going to strike. It's going to be chaos in the arena. Welcome to Megabots. Things are looking tight in our group stages. We have groups 9 and 10 to play for you in Heat 5. We can now have a look at who is in the group. Group 10 leads Decapitator, the 7th seeds. XHuman, very underrated, watch out for it. Thor and the 4th seeds, Chaos 2. Now the winner of Group 9 will be up against Static. Oh, terrible. And Group 10 winner will be up against the Lethal Dose of Lethal Weapon. And the pool sits like this. We have a problem because 5 robots are now on 5 points. More on this shortly as we get ready for the first battle of Group 9. It's Chaos 2 and XHuman. Back for a second go of Megabots. Chaos 2 returns with that awesome CO2 flipper. Can it do one better this time? And XHuman, very underrated. Watch out for this. It's the lightest robot in the heat. Let's get going then with the first battle. Activate. Chaos 2, only one of a handful of robots to have won 9 points last time around. XHuman, though, did get enough points to get through to the pool. Unfortunately, only landed on 5 points, which meant it didn't get through to the semi-finals. So it did come second in its group. So for me, these two robots are probably the favourites for the group. Chaos 2 and Bash nearly throws XHuman clean out the arena, but the big damage here that Chaos 2, yes, the 4th seeds Chaos 2 have no weapon. All XHuman needs to do now is flip Chaos 2 and they'll be over and done with. Well, XHuman did warn you, this tiny little robot who performed very well last time, like I said, very unlucky not to escape and get through to the semi-finals, has now lost its blade at the back. Remember, a clear win, 3 points, they need this, both robots here. Oh, well now neither robots have any weaponry. Well, how do you judge this now? Is it a case of who has the most pushing power? Who is the heaviest? Well, that's Chaos 2 by 3 kilos, 83 kilos. These are the two weakest, I'll say weakest, the two lightest robots, should I say. It's Matilda now comes in for the kill. That's the last thing you need with her tusks to flip one of you, because, like I said, no self-righting mechanism left for either robot. As we go down to a judge's decision, Chaos 2 here, well, do you know what? I think XHuman have been the more aggressive, because Chaos 2 lost its weapon much early on! Cease. No! Skirting oblivion! Now then, 2 points. Who's this going to? The judges have given it to XHuman. Well, the 4th seed's in trouble here. Next, it's newcomers Bolt and Thor as they wait in the arena. Bolt's brand new to Megabots, weighing at 101 kilos with a front lifter and prodding spike at the rear. And Thor returns, the 3rd lightest in the heat, with an axe with no wins to its name. Let's see how both robots perform in the arena. Here we go. Activate. Striking you down like a bolt of lightning. No, hang on. That's Thor's job, isn't it? Thor striking you with a bolt. So this is an interesting concept, isn't it? You can see the red bolting lightning bolts on Thor, the design there. So I still feel a bit threatened here. That Bolt's stealing its action, its strike. But at the moment, the hammer doing all of the aggressive work here against Bolt. Bolt, a track robot, quite slow. I mean, it compares with some of our other track robots like Decapitator, but I think that the fastest track robot we do have is Trackers. Of course, Trackers through to the semi-finals. But at the moment, Bolt is not really bolting, is it? It's kind of limping and trying to meander its way across the arena. It's doing its job though. Kill-A-Lot has a hold of Thor here. Now come on, the god of lightning and thunder. You need to get yourself out of Kilolot's grasp. Bolt him. Strike him. At the moment, though, I'd say Thor is the more aggressive with the... Oh, right on cue. Seems to be making a habit of this. I say something and water extinguishes me. So, the pits there. Can Thor, out of control here. No weapon at all. Bolt with the little... I'll say inappropriate weapon there. Interesting. And another judge's decision beckons. Bolt... I don't know, it's a bit slow. Has Thor done the most damage because it has the weapon? Who's your money on here? I would say Thor. Yes. Okay, well, judges at least agree with me on that one. More on Group 9 shortly, but now we concentrate on Group 10, and we have some... we have some interesting robots, to say the least. Pussycat a bit later, but next it's Decapitator against Sparko. And Decapitator seeds 7th for the series. Doing very well. He got through to the semi-final round 2, losing to Chaos 2, believe it or not. And Sparko, only one win to its name with a spike and rear-mounted circular saw.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Its only group fight win it did have last time was against Kratos. All of Megabots veterans will remember that fight from Group 1 of the very first heat. Now, Sparko does come back with a slightly different blade. It's not as powerful as its predecessor. It tried to compensate for heavier armour, so that's the reason it's come back with a slightly reduced damaging weapon. But Decapitator, this is the robot that amazes me more than anything. It's incredibly... well, it's very well controlled, it's very well designed. If it does get flipped and it still has the flipper on, it can move both ways. It's invertible. So, like I said, they have done very well in the past. They got through to the semi-finals and has flipped Sparko. Sparko have the little black prodder lifter thingy, self-righting mechanism to try and get themselves back up. I don't think it's in the right position, you know. Bash, once again, in the thick of it. But Decapitator here, surely at the moment, the winner here, Sparko being bullied and abused by Sergeant Bash. Surely this is the 3 points. Oh, and again, no, Sparko back up, helped out by Sergeant Bash, I have to admit. I think that was intentional, Bash. Decapitator on the verge there of 3 points. Now then, what are we going to see as we come now to our last few seconds of the 2-minute fight? Of course, every fight, 2 minutes. We're going to another judge's decision here. Decapitator, I think, just about on top, will get the 2 points. Sparko very lucky to survive that. I think the judge's decision has helped them more than anything, because they will end at least with 1 point. I wouldn't expect too much of a shock here. Decapitator for me, it is Decapitator 2 points. Not ideal for either robot, but next we have Weldor and the very underwhelming Pussycat from last series. Weldor do return. They won 4 points in the group, came second, didn't survive the pool though, didn't have enough points, but probably the worst performing robot of the entire series last time. Pussycat returns. Don't expect much from this machine. We've put it in the arena to simply entertain you, because once Pussycat is even hit, it'll do a little wobble, teeter, and settle on its side. The cat with 9 lives, certainly the mechanics of this particular incarnation of Pussycat, very, very misguided and misjudged, and armour as well, very weak on Pussycat. Like I said, absolutely no wins whatsoever. They didn't even go to a judge's decision last time. There are just no wins to this robot's name at all. Weldor coming in for the kill. They were unlucky to actually be in Captain Pirate's group last time. I think they would have done a lot better. Now, even though the front hinges, the front forklifting lifter type device has come off, it still has that devastating axe on it. Oh! And right on cue, as I say those very words, The whole armour, every single armour, every part of the machine now, the chassis is exposed and Pussycat is naked. He hasn't even got a weapon now. I mean, now, somehow Pussycat's still going. So Weldor's going to have to do something here, because otherwise they'll go to a judge's decision and they'll only get 2 points for their efforts here. And remarkably, we are going to go to a judge's decision, and this will be the first ever point here for Pussycats. It's on its side as well.
Cease.
Any further down the line, I think we would have classed that as an immobilisation, but they beat the clock, which means Pussycat, for the first time ever, is going to get 1 point. Now, has that surprised you? It surprised me. Are we going to have any more surprises in the ultimate challenge? Because last time Thor smashed it out of the park and destroyed Decapitator's record for last time. Can Terahertz do any better?
Activate.
We're immobilised just under a minute last time. Dead Metal took the advantage of the Perspex armour and immobilised Terahertz under a minute. So, if they are going to go the same way, at least beat a minute in the arena. Now, Dead Metal's, it's like a little cover for the circular saw, has come off. But it doesn't matter, because the saw of the house robot here doing all of the damage against Terahertz here. The Perspex armor now completely shredded, so it now has to avoid the circular saw and the flame jet of the arena wall if it wants to try and survive for more than a minute here. Of course, the claws, well, it really is. It's a pincer movement. Two weapons against the one axe. I don't think Terahertz have any chance here. Do I sense some mobilisation here in Terahertz? No. I thought they were very sloppy there. I don't know, are they lost manoeuvrability? Dead Metal, vicious as ever before, I think has immobilised Terahertz.
Cease.
Well, there it is, confirmed. The cease is called, which means Terahertz has been immobilised once again. Oh, Dead Metal blade, the blade of Dead Metal pops off. Now, have they beaten last time's record? That is the question. Yes, they have by, just over 2 seconds. An improvement by seconds. I think they'll be very happy with that. As we go back to Group 9, the second fight of each group now, as we see Chaos 2 next in the arena versus a Bolt of Lightning.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
It needs, I was going to say it needs to do something here. It's the opposite of Lightning. It's very slow, and a flip from Chaos 2. I don't think Bolt can self-right. Chaos 2, remarkable. That's got to be the quickest flip.
Cease.
Oh, and cease is called. Well, that's got to be the quickest fight. Just confirming my statistics here. I think, yep, it is the quickest. Officially, it is the quickest fight of Megabots ever. Chaos 2, 3 points.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Absolutely devastating. Well, if you go into an arena with Chaos 2 and you have no Shremek, that's what you got to expect. That the quickest fight ever. I'm just clocking it up now, of course, just commentating as we go along here. Bolt was flipped after 3 seconds and the cease called after 16 seconds. What a record that is. I don't think we'll ever see anything quicker in the arena, to be honest. It was just brutal. Anyway, let's focus on the next fight of the group, and that's of course XHuman now spinning around, trying to flip Thor, who of course can self-right with the use of its little horns and of course the axe. XHuman here, little robots, the smallest robot you will see, but it's so underrated. It can really deliver an XHuman performance, to be fair, as Thor is flipped once again. Matilda coming in for the kill. Look at this, Matilda just trying to hug the arena wall and almost flipped herself out. As XHuman now tries to use the flipper. Thor now, more of its armour is being exposed. The inside, should I say, being exposed now by Matilda. Matilda losing armour herself. Goodness me. Oh, and for the second fight in a row, Thor's weapon has been ripped off. What on earth can they do here now? This is what's so underwhelming with Thor. Now, of course, real Thor, on the other hand, is probably the better robots. I mean, Thor now... I mean, XHuman doing a little bit of half-hearted trick of itself, but Thor, very underwhelming. We've got the most underrated robot against probably one of the most overrated robots in Megabots, as Matilda now comes in with her tusks. Don't know how she can see.
Cease.
She's got no eyes. Another judge's decision is in the middle of deliberation here. And for me, this is XHuman. All will be confirmed in a second. It is, it's XHuman. Thor still has a chance here after the second fight of Group 9. We now go over to the second fight of Group 10. And the 7th seeds Decapitator now up against Weldor in the arena.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Well, it's interesting. It's a good job Decapitator isn't in the other group, because last time Decapitator lost to XHuman in the groups and, of course, Chaos 2 in the semi-finals. So, very close to meeting both machines again. However, now they are up against Weldor and have 2 points, so everything is okay. Decapitator beat Robo-Babe and XHuman, and also Decapitator in the groups, and then Road Rage in the semi-finals. They had a very good run last time. Like I said, only Chaos 2 stopped this machine on the left, the blue machine with the lethal saw and front lifter. Weldor trying to get to the side of Decapitator, but I think the lowest the ground clearance there at the front is Decapitator, as they now come in with the back and showing its ugly rear, and it's so ugly, it's scary. It really is. It can annihilate and destroy armour in the blink of an eye. Now then, Weldor again, the front flipper, the front lifter comes off, the forks at the front of Weldor. It really is unstable once this happens, hence it going all over the place. Look at this. Decapitator, very strong armour. Very rarely do you see Decapitator naked. Now then, Weldor very close to the pit. The siren is going. Oh no, Weldor is going to escape. No, it's not. It's down and out.
Cease.
Well, that's what you call bad timing. That's what you call bad timing. Just as the pit descends, Weldor happened to be over it, and because of that, Decapitator decapitates its way to another 3 points. It's now on 5. Sparko and Pussycat next in the arena. Both need points.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
It's a shame, really. I think for me, the most underwhelming veteran is Pussycat in this game that you can play. I'd like to know how other people think about this, that Pussycat could have been designed with better physics. It would have been a great robot. It's just very unbalanced, and because of this, Sparko is taking advantage. Look at this, it's on its side again. It should be able to get itself away from that, but unfortunately, the graphics and the physics of the game do not let this happen, which means its campaign for Megabots 2 is looking precarious, and now it's lost all of its armour in that corner patrol zone with Shunt, and that has not helped matters. Sparko now, like I said, both robots in desperate need of points as Pussycat tries to just wobble and get onto its feet. It really doesn't have 9 lives in this particular version. On the side again, Sparko again, shedding its weaponry there. It's lost its front spikes. This is why Pussycat has returned for Megabots 2, because it's so unpredictable. We love to just see it fail. I hate saying that. A good robot, Pussycat. Not in this game. Not in this series. Not in this campaign. Not in this group. Not in this fight, and it never will be. There we go, rant over. Sparko. Both robots really struggling here. I don't really know who's on top here. Well, I'll probably say Sparko, but Sparko's unrecognisable. You can hardly tell it is the robots. Pussycat wobbling. It needs to get back on. Oh, there we go. Back onto its side, and has done. Get that blade, and surprisingly still has the blade. And now it's on its side again. Needs to avoid the pit. Very nearly in the pit there. Good drive that from Sparko. That'll count in its favour. When we go to a judge decision, remember the judges are marking on style, control, damage and aggression. So of course the control there from Sparko, very good. Yeah, that's Sparko for me without a doubt, and to be honest, really deserves the 3 points, but unfortunately it won't be. Sparko 3, Pussycat 2 there, confirmed. Looking quite close, isn't it, Group 10? As we move back over now for the last 2 fights of Group 9, is going to be XHuman now versus Bolt. If they lose this fight, Bolt are out. So they've got nothing to lose, they might as well just go for it.
3, 2, 1, activate.
As XHuman now comes in with that upended hinged flipper. Oh, nearly flipped Bolt straight away. Would it have been going to say a quicker fight than Bolt versus Chaos 2? It's not to be. Bolt, though, they need it. See that? I mean, what on earth is that? Very rude. I was going to say rude looking weapon at the back there. It's pointing up and poking. It's not doing anything. Bad design, I think. Bolt new, of course, 2 Megabots. If they do return, they need to alter the way that weapon is. Well, they're not going to solve it. Well, XHuman are helping out there. Unintentional. I don't think that was scripted. More luck than judgment. Well, unlucky. An unlucky move there as XHuman now waddling into the CPZ. This will be a good win here for XHuman. They will there's the flip. There's the killer flip, the killer instinct that makes XHuman XHuman. And Bolt now has no self-rising mechanism. I don't think XHuman are going to do what they did before and flip it back over. Just feed it to Shunt. And wow, that is clear 3 points. XHuman are doing extremely well once again here. Look, they're now going to go up to 7, which means Thor, if they win this, they'll go through. But of course, if Chaos 2 win, we'll have XHuman and Chaos 2 on 7 points.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And confirmation, if that does happen, Chaos 2 does win 3 points here. XHuman are going to win the group because they're head-to-head, XHuman and Chaos 2. XHuman won, so, well, oh, nearly pushed Shunt out the arena there. As I'm digressing there, but I'm just pointing out here, Chaos 2 cannot win the semi-final. They can't. Even if they get 2 points, they'll come second. So XHuman have won. They've won. They'll be going straight through to the semi-finals. Well, I didn't expect that, and I'm a bit shell-shocked there as the fight does progress here. Chaos 2 with the flipper. Look, it's on all sorts of. Chaos 2 has not performed well this heat at all. We've seen it perform very well, of course, last time around in the groups, of course, getting through to the semi-finals, the grand final, but this time around, I don't know what it is. They've just been unlucky, I think. Now then, they need to redeem themselves. If they at least get 3 points, they're almost guaranteed to get through the pool, even on 6 points, to be honest. But like I said, if they do lose this, they won't get through. Well, I wouldn't have put this all down to the wire here for Chaos 2, but it is being put to the wire. Thor putting up the fight, the challenge here. If they can just hang on in here, Thor, and get at least a win, because they can self-right, it means that the damage points would count in Thor's favour, because they do have the damage factor. Chaos 2 has nothing now. Are we going to be in for a shock here? To be honest, I think Chaos 2 has done the most work here. They've had the more flips in and the more pushing power. I don't think Thor, yes, there's no armour on Chaos 2. There's no armour on either of them. Oh, we're going to another judge decision. This has been a very messy heat, hasn't it? Twists and turns. Oh, for me, that's Chaos 2 just. I'm not a judge, though. It's out of my hands. Where does Chaos 2 end? Oh, well, they have won that. However, XHuman win the group! Which means, well, oh, that could have been a lethal group there. But it's XHuman versus Static and Chaos 2. Pretty much confirmed to go through to the semi-finals on 6 points. Those robots on 5 looking precarious, I think. As we go back now to our last 2 battles of Group 10. It's Sparko versus Weldor. Both could do with some points here.
2, 1, Activate.
If Sparko win, they'll end on 6. If Weldor win, they'll end on 5. So we'll all come down once again to the last fight between Decapitator and Pussycat. Like I said before, I'm all ifing and butting. But both robots could do with a win here. If not a judge's decision and a win there for the 2 points. For me, Weldor has performed better and has been more impressive out of the 2 robots here. It is still all to play for in Group 10. Remember, the winner going through directly to the semi-finals. The runner-up will go through to the pool. Once again, Sparko losing its front spikes. That's going to have to be an improvement, I think, if they come back. They're going to have to try and glue them on better next time. Talking to a game here, it's totally random all this, Good to have though, isn't it? It's great to be back in the virtual arena. I love it. I'm hoping all of you watching have been enjoying the virtual fun as Sparko is flipped over. Weldor coming in, I think that's it. Can they self-drive from there? I don't think they can. No, I don't think so now. Cease has been called just in the nick of time because Weldor's armour and axe coming off. Weldor, 5 points. Well, it's Decapitator and Pussycat now. This is the fight of the group. And for me, Decapitator will probably come out on top, which will mean we will go to a second place position that will probably be Weldor. Because I can't see Pussycat winning this one bit. Oh, you never know though. I've been wrong on so many occasions throughout Megabots 2. Weldor, of course, on 5 points. They could get through to the pool if Decapitator win, of course. If Decapitator lose this, I don't think it will. I can hardly see Pussycat getting 3 points here. But if Pussycat do get 3 points, they'll all, 3 robots, be on 5 points now. That'll be an interesting setup. But, like I said, I can't really see that happening. Already, Pussycat's armour shredded. Decapitator. What can it do, Pussycat, against the seeded machine? Oh, they can do that! They can do that, and they very nearly did, Pussycat, what a tactic this is to try and derail and flip the 7th seed Decapitator here. They are desperate for their first ever win, Pussycat. I'm a little bit rooting here for Pussycat. Decapitator now soaring in. It's only a matter of time here, Pussycats. The armour gone, chassis exposed. They're both on that floor flipper, They're both on the floor flipper, and this time Decapitator is not lucky. Oh, they can technically still run, so all that needs to happen is that weapon at the front, the lifter, to stay on, and then technically they're still mobile. As they go in towards the Killot doing all the damage here. Now Decapitator still mobile, which is fine. Oh, it's not fine. It's not fine. Pussycat spins into light. I think we've just had the moment of the tournament so far. The moment of the tournament for me. Pussycat wins its first ever match. Now, this has never happened before. 3 robots on 5 points. Of course, they all won 3 points each on a clear win. We now go to their judges' decision wins. Pussycat, of course, lost 2 judges' decision wins. Weldor won 1, and so did Decapitator. And because Decapitator won against Decapitator and Weldor's head-to-head, it'll mean Decapitator goes through to the semi-finals. Whew, goodness me. That took a bit of brain work there. Decapitator against Lethal Weapon, which means, of course, Weldor will now go through to the pool. Now, let's just look at this. We have 6 robots on 5 points. Chaos 2 pretty much through. Heat highlight, though, has to be Pussycat. Its first ever win. What a win it was against the 7th seeds. Spotlight now focuses, of course, on XHuman and Decapitator as they go through to the series semi-finals.